Back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course, and we are pleased to be joined by one of the finalists of the 2023 Kulwicki Cup. Driver Development Program was announced earlier this week, and this is he's back. Riley Stenjem is one of them. One of the seven. You'll meet all seven in the course of the next few days. They will all be appearing on this channel. Riley, how's it going, man?
Good. How about yourself?
Doing well. So, welcome back. What's it going to be like? This is year two for you, but how exciting is it to be back?
Oh, it's really exciting. I didn't really know if we were going to be able to make the final seven again. There was a really tough class of semifinalists that we were competing against. So, it's pretty cool. I felt like the interview went well and everything with the board and yourself. So, that was pretty cool. And yeah, it's awesome to be back. I felt like we learned a lot being a part of the program last year, myself and my team, and learned a lot of things that we thought that worked well, and a lot of things that we're going to try to improve on to build upon, and hopefully have a more successful year this year and have a better shot at that Kulwicki Cup.
Yeah. So, I know that. So for the audience that I don't know, you were on here last year, but kind of remind everybody just how you got into racing.
Yeah, so I think this will be my 10th year or 11th year racing now. I grew up going to the racetrack. My dad raced back in the 80s, so I wasn't able to see that. He raced just out of high school, and then he went on the road working, so I didn't get to see him race in person at all, but I'd always heard the stories about it. And when I was younger, him and my grandpa, they always used to take me to the races. We'd go to Angel Park Speedway, the dirt track, and then Madison International Speedway, the asphalt track. My uncle sponsored Bobby Wilberg, who's like a 10-time track champion at Madison, 10-time track champion at Rockford. So I always grew up a fan of him. My dad was friends with Dale Nottestad's dad, so grew up watching him as well. And yeah, I always just parents to try to buy me a go-kart, and I begged them from the time I was 5, and they finally caved when I was about 12, and we went go-kart racing on road courses at Sugar River Raceway in Broadhead, Wisconsin. Did that for a couple of years, won some races, and then the last year of go-kart racing, we ran both on the asphalt road course and then on dirt and asphalt ovals as well. And then after that, we moved up to legend cars for a couple of years, won like 3 state championships in that and quite a few features. And then after that, we moved up to late models. First 2 years, I competed weekly at Jefferson Speedway. The first year, I won the Rookie of the Year, finished 5th in the points. Second year, I finished 2nd in the points by like just 1 or 2 spots on the final night. It was really close. And then after that, we've been on the road tour and super late race in the last 3 years. So the first year, we ran just a handful of races and still kind of dabbled with our late model a little bit. In the second year, we went full time, bought a car from Ty Majeski, and were able to win the 2021 Tundra Super Late Model Championship. Another one that came down to the last couple laps over Casey Johnson. And last year, we were able to back up the Tundra Championship. We finished 3rd in the points in that, and ran quite a few new places with the Midwest Tour and Tundra, and had some really good runs. And we're just hoping to build on that. We've got another fresh race car coming out for this year, so we're hoping to have a good season and really build on last year.
So what are you going to be running this year?
Yeah, so we're changing it up a little bit. I know I talked a little bit about it on Racing America, as you'll see, but yeah, so up here in the Midwest, there's about 3 different technically touring super late series you can run it. There's the ASA Midwest Tour, the Tundra Super Late Model Series, and the Alive for 5. They've all kind of got a little bit different rules packages, not huge, but moving lead, moving 50 pounds of lead here or there, or changing carburetors or things like that. That all takes quite a bit of time in the shop, and you got to change some setup stuff along the way. So we decided this year that we ran a combination of all 3 of them last year. We ran full-time Tundra, full-time Alive for 5, and then about half of the Midwest Tour races. This year, we're going to focus the majority on the Midwest Tour and try to hopefully consolidate our super late model schedule, but still hit all the big shows that we want to hit. And then outside of that, we're going to run a few select super late model specials. Most notably, we're going to hit up the Alan Kulwicki Memorial at Slinger that got rained out, I think, 3 times last year. So we're going to try to run that again. And then we're going to fill out the rest of our season with local late model events, primarily double feature events that count for 2 races in the program that we're going to try to hit. Madison and La Crosse have quite a few of those, so we're going to try to run those and then fill in wherever we see fit and time allows.
Yeah. So what was going through this program last year? What was the biggest thing you really kind of learned throughout all this?
The biggest thing I really learned last year, well, I learned a lot both trying on the track and off the track. I think I learned quite a bit both ways. On the track, I learned that we really, you don't want to stretch yourself too thin when you're trying to race super lates at the touring level in the Midwest. It's as tough as anywhere in the country up here, and when you're trying to do that with a small family team with one super late model, it gets kind of tough week to week if you're changing series every week or racing one series on a Friday and the next in a different series on a Sunday. It gets to be pretty tough and pretty taxing on your crew. So we're learning that we're going to back off on that a little bit, just the quantity of races. I think we're going to increase the quality of races we're running, but we're going to back off the quality. Then off the track, I felt like some of our things that we did or our programs that we put together worked well, and some of them didn't work as great as we would have hoped. Like, for example, our Laps for Kids program made it a little bit, I felt, too confusing to really get the impact that we wanted to with it. We're raising money for each lap that we run on the track. So we're going to try to simplify that this year, bring it back, but in a simpler form, and hopefully try to raise more awareness for the kids of the UW Children's Hospital in Madison, Wisconsin. Okay. So yeah, things like that. We've got some other things that we're going to bring back that I felt like worked really well and went really well. The Future Legends program through my buddy Griffin McGrath at legends.direct. It was a similar program we developed last year that was where Bandolero drivers, there wasn't just 7 in the program. It was as many as wanted to be in there. Competed all year long for, they took their best 15 finishes like the KDDP. They competed all year long for a chance to free arrive and drive in a legend car for 2 races the following season. We're going to bring that back. And then we also had a bando camp, similar to like how, I don't know if anybody knows, like in high school where you're in elementary school and they have a basketball camp and all the high schoolers come and help at these basketball camps. We did that with a Bandolero camp where there was a bunch of us 20-something-year-old racers, 4 or 5 of us, and we helped 26 Bandolero drivers on the first ever day of doing that. So we did that in the fall last year. We're going to try to do one this spring and in the fall this year. So that was a really big hit. And then obviously too, our Drive Out Breast Cancer fundraiser, which went pretty well last year. We're going to try to expand on some of those months throughout the year that have awareness months. We're going to try to put together something for the majority of the months throughout the year and try to raise money that way. And then, yeah, just try to build on everything, like I said, from last year. And I really feel like that'll put us in a good spot come to the end of the year for that Kulwicki Cup.
Yeah. Kind of talk about just what it means to be, a finalist again. And what was your reaction when you saw that you were?
Yeah, it's really cool. Like I alluded to earlier, I wasn't really sure if I was going to get in or not. Thought we had a solid year last year. We averaged just about the same finish as we averaged in 2021. We just didn't have the wins or the championship to go along with it. So we had a pretty solid year. Like I said, went to new places, had a good run in that Joe Shear Classic last year, finished 5th against some really good competition and some other Midwest Tour races. But anyway, yeah, like I said, I didn't really know if I was going to get in, and I had class from 11 to 11:50 Central yesterday. And the news came out at noon. So I hustled straight to the library, opened up my computer, had Twitter and Facebook open, and was refreshing them both, seeing where the article came out first on. And yeah, it was just awesome. I had a bunch of text messages right away and people congratulating me. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah. And just kind of just talk about like, what you're, where is your next race?
Yeah, our first race right now is planned to be next weekend, Sunday, April 23rd at the Slinger Super Speedway for the first ASA Midwest Tour race. It's a combination event with Slinger's Elite 8 Super Late Models and the ASA Midwest Tour. So we're hoping to go back there. We had some tough luck there at the start of the year last year. And then we went back in August and we're testing for that Kulwicki race and felt like we were quite a bit better and the race rained out. So really hoping to build on that. I really love to have a good run at Slinger, obviously, with all Alan's success there and how much success past champions of the program have had there. So really like to have a good run there and working hard to get the race car done and ready to go for that.
All right. Well, Riley, thank you so much for coming on and talking with us, and congrats on being a finalist once again. We'll definitely be talking with you throughout the year.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. Thanks for having me on, Casey.